Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. And you are now tuned in to WilsonBlock100 Radio. And we got a very special guest with us on the block today, Kamppi. What's good with it?
Hey, what's up? I'm Kamppi. That's me.
No doubt. Hey, man, we over here at Red Cafe, you know what I'm saying? And, I just
Cafe
met...
Red.
Yeah, Cafe Red, excuse me. I just met Kamppi, and come to find out, you know what I'm saying, we actually have mutual friends. You know what I mean? So, for the audience listening, man, go ahead and give us a quick background on yourself.
Quick background on myself. So, like where I'm, like how I...
Yeah, your name, where you're from, what you do, that type of thing.
So my name is Kamppi. I'm originally from Arlington, Washington. Born in New Hampshire, but raised in Arlington, Washington. Born in Merrimack, New Hampshire. But, so I was basically average, like, kid who didn't really fuck with school kind of life as far as, like, after, like, 8th grade, I was just kind of fucking around, not really going to class, hanging out with people, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Walking around the school. We're not supposed to be walking around the school.
Right. It sounds like me, too.
Playing, like I was a drummer back then, so I'd play, like, drumsticks out at lunch. Like, while the other kids were playing guitar, I'd just tap my drumsticks on some shit.
Right.
They'd be smoking cigs. I didn't smoke cigs, but I was just hanging out, But
no doubt.
I basically ended up, long story short, I ended up in Seattle because of, like, couldn't live with my mom anymore, wasn't doing shit in life, so I wasn't, like, I didn't have money to, like, move somewhere, so I just ended up in Seattle kind of, like, couch surfing and shit, and then now I'm, at the youth shelters, so it's, like, that's kind of gotten me more, like, in tune with, like, the whole city, I feel like. I feel like I'm more, like, there's a lot of shit I didn't really even know about that now I know about, you know what I mean? And I kind of,
How old are you?
I'm 21. I just turned 21 in May.
Well, that's interesting because, me, man, I have a very extensive history being homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even as a youth and even as an adult. And, as bad as it is, man, it actually put me in a position to meet my local music scene, meet the whole artists,
for
you know
real.
what I mean? And really, like, I'm out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
because you're always out. You're always out there when you don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
Like, it's not like I can just walk back to the shelter anytime. It's only certain times. You know what I mean? And when I'm just wandering around. I could either get into trouble or I could do something good. And like, sometimes like it's kind of hard to like get myself to like focus on that other, good stuff. But it's like when I do, I know that's what's gonna take me places. I know that shit. Like, I know that in my heart. You know what I mean? Especially because this is a coincidental just meeting you here. You know what I mean? Like today, and I was stressing because of some shit that happened yesterday. I was like, fuck. Well, some shit. I'm not gonna.
Right. I get it.
So, but yeah, that was. Yeah.
So tell me a bit more about how you got into drumming.
The drumming. Oh shit, drumming. Yeah, I remember. So we had to take these like music classes in elementary school, and it was kind of trash. You know what I mean? Like it was just like really
boring.
Just like boring like songs. Like
we
couldn't really play any instruments. We'd have to sing these like kind of old America kind of type songs. Down by the riverside, down by the riverside type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's in a small town like that. You know what I mean? That's like. Something that has some weird meanings to them too, low key. Like if you're looking back on them, I'm like, that kind of sounds like some racial shit. You know what I mean? Like they were kind of like watching us at a young age, and I was like, which is another part where I didn't really fit in that town. That's why I didn't really. I was hung out with the kids that were like selling weed and other shit. You know what I mean? So we were all the fuck ups, quote unquote, of the town. So everybody laugh at us like, they think they're so cool.
When did you start drumming?
Well, I was drumming. Yeah, sorry, drumming. That was 5th grade. So I remember we took those music classes up until like 4th, and then 5th grade is when band started, and I was like, I want to play drums. Like, I feel like that's what I'd be good at. And so you had to start on bells first, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you gotta play like the kind of xylophone looking thing. Right. And I was like, I was really good. I wasn't good at that shit. But I like struggled through that part until I got to the the part I was good at. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like life is gonna go. You know what I mean? I'm not really good at like this like whole just like stressful shit. I'm just like. I'm a musician. Man. I'm not supposed to be fucking around, but I got myself into it anyway. But yeah, anyway, played drums up until like sophomore year. Okay. Then I got kicked out of band because pills, getting prescribed some pills, doing too much of them, cussing at the teacher, like fuck you, blame everything on me.
You was wild, man.
Yeah, and I was being stupid as fuck. That fucked up my life a lot. Like that threw me off track for like 4 or 5 years because when I didn't have band anymore, I didn't really have anything to do. So that's kind of when I started picking up rapping. Yeah, it was like around like sophomore year. Like that's when I started rapping. I was writing since 8th grade, but I was rapping since like when I was like 15. You know what I mean?
Okay. So who are some? Tell me some rappers on the scene that you've worked with. Some rappers that you know. You know what I'm saying?
Rappers on the scene. Scribe the Verbalist for sure. That dude is a fucking legend. Like local legend. Like hip hop legend. I feel like he's gonna get his respect eventually. But right now he's forgetting it right now. So that's that. All that dude. All like that shit is like Julie C, Reddy Ron, Mario Casalini, Cooper Dion, aka Dion Dusk, Moisto Flash, Bacchus. We got Brian, aka Cube. You know that's all AU fam. You know that, and then we got Mad Shroom MC. Ooh, Mad Shroom. Go check out his videos though. His videos are ill.
No doubt.
We got Dead Mics. Man, like First Hill the group, but got like Black Skin and Erskine.
Man, you guys know cats, bro.
Black English. You know, we got Specs Wizard and Silas Black. Those are OGs. Those are like yeah, man. Those cats are like, damn, it's hella people. Dude, I can't even name everybody right now. All I know is the scene is strong as fuck though right now. And we're all about to blow the fuck up. I know it.
Let's go. Hey, so tell me more about AU.
AU?
Okay, and then you guys just released a new project.
Yeah. So AU is basically, so Scribe kind of just basically started saying AU, like was kind of, this was before I was even in Seattle. This is like years ago, you know what I mean? So he's kind of started, saying like yeah, Scribe, that you part of the group or anything, you know, or collective, and he just kind of started saying AU. He's like, yeah, Alchemy Union. He kind of just made it up, you know? And everybody else started just kind of going with it.
What does it stand for?
Alchemy Union. Yeah, like 79, you know, gold, like turning your soul from like lead to gold, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like you're from nothing, turn into something like good, you know what I mean? So it's like, or you know, if not, you know, like everybody here's, I feel like everybody in the AU's kind of been through some shit, you know what I mean? Like where it's like the house burning down, we were all saying that, like, you know what I mean? And shit before that too, but you know, like we were all saying that. That was one of the places I was couch surfing at before the shelters was the AU house in Beacon Hill. That was like, you wake up every morning, somebody's making beats, somebody's writing a song, like maybe Bacchus is working on like a skateboard design or like an art design, and then Brian, you know, Cube is either working on a beat or a verse, or he's building a skateboard, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like he's making soap or some shit. You can make soap too. Yeah. Like,
hey, listen, man,
artist house.
I gotta say this, man.
That shit was ill as fuck.
I gotta say this, man. Like every time when I think that it can't get any more creative.
Making soap
in Seattle, it does. From the names of the artists and the groups to what people are actually creating.
For
you
real,
know what I mean? Even down to like the local breweries and local soda shops.
That shit is nice.
That
you got
shit
some
is cool.
Nice brews out here.
You know what I mean? Like,
like those IPAs from Georgetown. Those are dope as fuck. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. So, let's talk some more about, you know what I'm saying, some artists that, or not even just artists, but, you know, people.
Can I have that pen?
Yeah, for sure.
Where?
People that influenced you, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hit it long and easy. People that influence you, man, because, you know, those who we look up to is really where we grab a lot of our, you know, tools from, or, you know what I'm saying, a lot of our, you know, style and what have you. You know, who are some artists in the game that you looked up to, you know, growing up listening to rap?
Oh, Nasir Jones.
Let's go.
Sean Carter.
Okay. Oh, he's saying the names too. He ain't saying he ain't giving you the stage name.
As a businessman and as a musician, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, like, and then just as a person, you know what I mean? So Nas, you know, Hove, like Prodigy and Havoc, you know what I mean? Mobb Deep. Yeah, rest in Prodigy. Man, Prodigy, dog. He's probably definitely one of my like heaviest influences as far as like that whole like Queensbridge for like the like that kind of shit. That's like my natural go-to flow is like that. So I'd say they probably influenced me the most is like Queensbridge rappers, but also like out like the kind of like Outcasts, you know what I mean? And even like and like of the newer stuff, like, you know, like ASAP Mob, you know what I mean? Like Flappa Zombies, Pro Era, Odd Future, like Earl Sweatshirt, you know, Mac Miller, man, rest in peace, Mac Miller. Man. That dude's a fucking genius. No slept on as fuck. I didn't like him at first either. Like I thought he was corny when his first shit dropped, but then I was like, he started dropping the darker shit, and I was like, damn. And I saw why his happier shit was necessary. It was like, it made he still had a fan base. He still had a fan base of like happy kind of yuppie kids. Right. But then he also had the shit that he was going through. You know what I mean? And that was like, aside from that, you know what I mean? That was like the. That's like, here you go, here's some happy shit, and then he's going to be like, all right, going in my soul now, here's like...
But you say that the dark stuff you put out made the light stuff make sense.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's how I feel like, I tend to make darker music, you know what I mean? So I feel like I need to make some, maybe I don't even know. I don't even want to be making like bright, happy songs because that's not really how I feel necessarily right now in this point in life. So, but it's like I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, the dark songs tend to have depth to them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And so, when there's depth, you know what I mean. There's definitely, a lot of things there, like you know what I mean. Emotion, substance, things that people can relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Vince Staples too. Vince Staples
no
for
doubt.
sure. Yeah, he's ill as fuck.
Long Beach, let's go.
Yeah. He's like, man, he's like. Only conversation when you speaking up on my own beach. Get to acting like no. Hey. Yeah. No, he's ill as fuck. And then Snoop for sure. Yeah, Snoop for sure. Dog Pound, Corrupt, all of them. Like that was, I fuck with Dre too. I just didn't really Dre. Yeah, no, Dre's cool. Yeah,
Dr. Dre.
Yeah. And then
what do you think about Drake?
Drake, I actually fuck with Drake.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, but I like kind of surprised when I say that I do, and I'm like, nah, I don't know, like. Because, you can say he doesn't write his stuff, but back when he definitely didn't have money for ghostwriters, he was still talking about really in-depth shit, talking about, like, my mother tried to run away from home, she's, like, sewing in the car, so I caught her in the driveway, she cried to me, so I cried to her, stomach is soaking wet, she only 5'2", some shit, like, that kind of shit, dude, that's real shit. I know he wrote that from his fucking soul, like.
Yeah, well, so I know Drake, like, even when people try to say, oh, he didn't write that song and this and that, like, listen, I write my own lyrics, and I understand where people are coming from.
When they get a hook, right?
Yeah, I mean, or a verse, which I don't think he writes his verses.
I feel like he does, too. It's too, like, but I think so many shots that only he would know how to say, I feel like, at people, you know what I mean?
But
like,
I think that he also, like, has, I think he does also have, like, writers to write songs for him. And listen, at his level... And
they make it sound like it's him if they do, if it's not him anyway.
Right, I mean, he'll make the adjustment.
Yeah, he makes it sound, exactly.
But my whole thing is, like, at his level in the game, bro, like, that's business. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not like he probably doesn't have time to be writing anymore. You know what I mean?
That part.
He's got to be flying everywhere all the fucking time.
And
like,
that part. And then think
on
about
point all the time, so you can't be like tired from staying up writing songs all night. You know
and
what I
then
mean?
one thing people
want his head too. People want to get at him.
People want to spot
the fuck out of him too.
People want his spot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because Drake has really been like the hottest since he came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying thank you. I'm not saying that as a fan. I'm saying that as like
not just like
a critic and an onlooker,
you know what the common thread is? All the women were fucking with him first.
Yeah.
Because of those songs he was making, like Best I Ever Had. All that was what that was for.
Those was hits, bro.
And he's making. He did the Tupac. He did the Keep Your Head Up. Like type. Well, I think Tupac did that out of his heart too.
I don't like when the major artists do the remakes and shit. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, but he did
already great songs.
No, I mean that's not like the remake though. I was just saying like he did like as far as like because everybody was talking about Tupac is like this is before. See, Drake never even had the problem of people calling him a misogynist because he always has songs positive about women. Yeah. But Tupac was getting like the misogynist label, and he's like, oh shit, and he's like, oh, keep your head up, threw that one out there for him, so like, all right, cool, and then so everybody was on his side again, you know what I mean? So and it was like, and then after that rape charge thing, allegation. I don't think he did that. He was in the room probably.
I just think people don't look at the fact that even when you do get a ghostwriter, you're still supporting another artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just still supported a ghostwriter. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just like Beyonce's To the Left, the Irreplaceable song. Neo wrote that.
Neo wrote that?
Neo wrote that.
Damn.
If I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So when you take even big hits like that ain't necessarily written by them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, the ghostwriters, they that changed their life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some of them, But yeah, man, me personally, I'm a songwriter. You freestyle?
Yeah, I freestyle.
Okay, let's get some bars, man.
Get some freestyles, kick some shit off the top. Don't need no rantings for me to get specific as Pac. All these topics that are running through my mind lately on the 7 bus at 2 a.m. Everyone dying or not dying, but look like it. They passed out on all the drugs and I'm too high up on that marijuana cloud, but they all on something much harder. And I'm not soft when I'm not hard when I'm walking the streets on everybody talking about me. But what do you know about struggles around this area? At the shelters with all my homies, we got problems, lots of hysteria. But when I rhyme shit, it doesn't have to. If I switch the flow up, catch a new topic. Tables lined up like the wines on the table of my homie who been doing all the wines off it.
Let's go. Hey man, it's all.
I was freestyle.
Yeah, it's all about not stopping. You know what I'm saying? And not falling off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta switch up the rhyme sometimes. Just
exactly.
Get yourself thinking a new You know what I mean?
Right, and being ready to go, just like you were. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't, like, stop if it sounds weird, too. You know what I mean? That's another thing. People are like, oh, like, oh, I'm like, nah, you just keep rapping. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No doubt. So, look, man, before we cut out, man, you got any shout-outs you want to drop?
Shout-outs I want to drop? Oh, man. I'd say probably, man, shout out to the whole AU. Shout out to get the Phoenix mixtape. The Phoenix mixtape by Alchemy Union. That's just mastered by Golden Master. Shout out to Golden Master as well. I forgot to mention him because he's like the fucking. I just figure everybody knows him already because he's like the mixer. You know, he's the dude who gets the mixes and the beats, and he's got like the engineering. He does the mastering. This whole shit is mastered by him. Solid. It sounds fucking amazing. That shit is ill. Oh man. But and then shout out to Loner Crew too. Shout out to Blue Cone Studios. Shout out to Carolyn from there. Carolyn, you know, busts her ass to like keep that place going, as well as Michael Perkins, who's like a photojournalist, kind of independent. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Shout out to.
Wilson Block.
Oh yeah, the Wilson Block. Okay, yeah. I was like, shit, I forgot which block he said.
Well, look, man, you got grace, man, because we met today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, you know what I mean? You got that. You know.
Word.
But it's Wilson Block 100 Radio, the Wilson Block.
Shout out to Cafe Red too. Cafe Red, support them. Shout out to Lee's Deli and Bakery, and yeah.
My dude's looking around just to shout out everybody.
Hollywood Radio.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right. I'm
no doubt. Hey, Kamppi, man, it's been awesome having you on the blog.
Kamppi.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna catch back up with you, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's Wilson Block 100 Radio with your boy, Mr. Wilson, and I'm out.